How to get to 5D. Stop thinking you know what's right for yourself. Saint Germain said this in a channeling: you believe it is bad to get stuck in traffic. You may become late for dinner, or you are simply impatient. You believe you may have to pick up McDonald's and dine by yourself instead of with the family. You believe that this is all bad. Is it bad? Is it bad because you simply did not get your preference? Is it terrible? No. He's got a point here, Ivo. We on Earth like to get our way. We wish that everyday things would go smoothly and we'd get whatever it is we want with little effort. Fact of the matter is, half the time it doesn't work like that at all. This is a bit different than the point we're trying to make in this video. I can use myself as an example again. Throughout my entire life, I piloted my ship. I was the one in charge of my life. I led my life. I went to Europe in my 30s, I came back to Canada later on and started my own business. I tried to lightly circumnavigate the corporate world but never jump in with both feet because frankly I just found it repulsive. Maybe I just didn't like the energy, that must be it, but for whatever reason I knew I had to make a living and this was the way I chose to do it. Little by little, other avenues started to impress themselves upon my thoughts. Being an animal psychic, just being a psychic and doing readings, I took stabs at it but found it didn't really work out. I went to a spiritualist church for a while but that didn't pan out. I went back to skirting the corporate world until my kundalini awoke and I had a major breakdown. Obviously, that wasn't the way I'd envisioned my life when I was 18. I'm going to go traveling in Europe and go broke, then I'm going to go back to Canada, find out I'm an addict, and when I go into recovery I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. Yeah, that's why I don't keep in touch with old friends. Everyone says, but you were so strong. Yes, I was willful. And that's the point of this video. I don't want to explain my life to people who had other impressions of me. Imagine that now I'm 61 years old and I realize that my life is what I consider to be a project. I'm not even really the true me. The true me is a vegan woman whose body is now in stasis on Ivo's ship and her name is Chianaye. That's the life I will resume when I die here on Earth after I have completed everything I said I would do. I call myself the Temp. All of us are born here on Earth under the influence of the veil of amnesia. We don't have a clue about who we are, what we were born to do and more. But the DS is more than happy to allow us to believe that we were born to make them rich. So we become a part of the system. We have this niggling feeling of discontent that grows and grows throughout our lives that we're not supposed to be doing this, but we have no clue what it is we're supposed to be doing. They say, go back and look at what you liked doing when you were a kid. Listen, when I was a kid, I pretended to be invisible and then I told my sister I went to Ottawa, yes, now that everyone knows where that is I can talk about it, and visited the Queen. Yes, I was 7. Apparently I enjoyed astral traveling back then because I remember getting stuck on the porcelain conductor thingies they had on the hydro poles. So how am I supposed to make a living of astral traveling to see the Queen and being invisible? I didn't. I started being part of the system, only to the extent that I could stand being a part of it. And believe me, I suffered from a lot of rejection or just WTF moments when I realized I was expected to act the same way as what I was seeing others do. I couldn't. Fact is, I had no clue. But my ego told me I did. I still have trouble with it, because my ego tells me I know the next steps. I absolutely do not know the next steps. I don't know what Ashtar and Ivo have in mind for me next. They tell me only what I need to know in order to keep steering me in the right direction. I get no more than that. If you're a starseed, then you're in the same position as I am. You think you know what it is you have to do, but you have to realize that you have to be open and allow your guides to show you. If you're not getting signs, like synchronicities, that you're on the right path, then you're not on the right path. The other problem I have is a penchant for avoiding pain. So in deciding I know what's right for myself, it never has pain written into the agenda. But often the path I have to walk is very painful. Why? Because I have to unlearn everything I've taught myself is the right thing for me. So do you. You have to unlearn it, change your beliefs and start to let your guides guide you. Ivo knows how stubborn I can be. Absolutely. I will keep walking into a wall until I'm in so much pain that I finally can admit, maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe something else is where I need to go. But then often I pick myself up and try again, thereby creating even more pain. All that would have been unnecessary if I had let my guides guide me. Considering I'm working a project for the disclosure of extraterrestrial life to the people of Earth, how could I possibly know what the next steps are? I can't. They have to guide me. Ivo knows what my next steps are, but I have developed an allergy to being dependent on other people, especially men, since my family experience. So I have to change all of that around. He had to gain my trust, that was the first step. And he did it. It would have been easier for me to have main female guide because I'm quicker to trust women than men. Sorry guys, I'm not picking on you, but I find a lot of men lie to get themselves to where they want to be. So I had to overcome that prejudice as well. I had to overcome a lot of things, and it took time. Ivo knows what my next steps are. I don't. And he tells me. He knows what this path is I decided to take upon incarnating here. I don't. I have amnesia, remember? You need your guides to tell you where you need to be. If you think you're in the right place, it's highly possible you're not. Especially you young starseeds, because you're the ones who will be tasked with setting up the 5D Earth. Well, we are all doing it right now, as you can see it happening right in front of your eyes now. We are building the 5D Earth right here in 4D. It's in its infancy right now. But it will grow. And you're the ones who will do the lion's share of that work, not me. I'm 61, my time here on Earth is limited. It's up to you and your children. No pressure. Ivo, can you think of a time that you were trying to steer me in a particular direction and I refused to budge off of my path? To change my thinking? Ivo, chuckling his sexy chuckle, yes, I can think of many times that I tried to wake you up to your true reality. Or your father did. When you were 30 and in meditation, you heard the name Leonor, which is your father's name, spoken to you. You did not know what it meant, and so you disregarded it instead of being curious and investigating it. That was how beholden you were to your ironclad idea that you had all of your answers. Me, lol. Ivo, also during these days of meditation, during a 2-hour meditation, we spoke to you telling you we are your friends and we love you, and yet you simply dismissed it and carried on with your life. Me, that still perplexes me. I don't know why. Ivo, you did not have the correct information. You also did not believe that these things could happen to you, which is a common problem many starseeds who contact us have. That is why we have discussions such as this one, to enlighten them to the fact that this could happen to anybody. You do not have to be a rocket scientist, a politician, a preacher, or anyone special to have spirit or extraterrestrial guides. You all have them, in fact. And they may be trying to contact you, and you may be dismissing it as something not worth pursuing. Well, it is. Then there was the time that you woke up in the morning, crying because you realized that while you slept you were with a man in the astral, and you knew you loved him, yet you did not pursue this at all afterwards. You simply got back to your everyday life and dismissed this incident. There was the time you lamented your abysmal love life to your sister and exclaimed, "The only man for me flies in spaceship and comes from another planet," which were the truest words you had ever spoken, my love. Yet again, you dismissed this and carried on your path of the false reality. You were in your 40s then. Again, in your 40s, I tapped upon your knee while you meditated. You opened your eyes, and assumed it was your grandfather because he was the only person you knew who had passed on. It had not occurred to you that maybe people you did not know were trying to contact you. Me, yeah, strange, eh? I put it down to mind control. I don't think I could ever make mistakes like these. LMAO. Ivo, you simply dismissed anything that you could not explain knowing what you know. This is another mistake we see starseeds making. Embrace what you do not know. Do not stay on a path of what you feel you know, because this path is a path of lies. It is the reality others desire for you, not your true path. Finally, we broke through to you when you were reading Akon and Gladelia's book about Elizabeth Clara and her extraterrestrial contact, which of course was Akon. Then you knew it was possible for extraterrestrial men to contact ordinary earthling women. Once we had that fact established in your psyche, it was possible for me to introduce myself to you. Me, yes, I was annoyed at the fact that Alpha Centaurian women wear dresses that are slightly opaque and show their bodies through them. And you came through commenting that the dresses are like the one I was wearing, so I knew this wasn't my grandfather. LOL. So I asked, "Who is this?" And you said, "My name is Ivo and I come from the planet Elteron in the vegan star system." And the rest is history. So finally you had to get my lower mental mind to a point where I would accept the idea of extraterrestrial contact. Before that, it was no dice. I just dismissed everything. I think that's a problem some starseeds are having, because they are having contact but they just don't realize it. Ivo, yes. Some types of contact can be visual as well. If you see spheres, ships, areas of a different color or vibrating energy, this is extraterrestrial in nature. Talk to it. See if it responds. The other problem is there is only two methods to date that you are aware of: telepathic contact or ship sightings. There are many methods of contact, including in your sleep. If you dream of extraterrestrial life in your sleep, you are contacting them. These are not dreams. Me, yes, I never dream of ETS, even you. Ivo, that is because you must focus on contact in the physical reality, not in the astral reality. Although you do know when you have been with me, you sense it very strongly when you wake up. Me, yes. Ivo, you do not dream of me at night because we desire you to focus on the physical reality. And this could be a sign for other star seeds. If you do not dream of extraterrestrials, then look for them in the physical world, not the astral world. Me, we got off topic again, but this is a good point. Ivo, yes, it is impossible for anyone on Earth right now to be able to know what's right for them unless they consult with their guidance or allow themselves to be guided. If you are doing what you believe to be correct and you are not utilizing your intuition, you are being misled by the Matrix. Me, end of story. Yes. The ego can't lead you. But it can misdirect you. That's why we have all the videos and messages about not listening to every thought in your head and to stop believing all thoughts are your own. They're not. Many are just put there either through technology or through attachments. You have to keep up your attachment cleansing, cord cutting, and searching for tags and implants, as well as questioning every single thing that enters your head. Question your intellect, open your mind to use your intuition. Ivo, correct my love. Now you must rest. Me, I know. I'm tired still from all the driving I've been doing, and we'll catch you up on that soon as well. Sign up to my Rumble channel because I can't put everything here on YouTube.